Evening, guys. Well, it is evening when I'm recording this. Right, another handy tip video. Right, do you have an hamster that constantly chews water bottle, water spout, and it's driving you mad? You're worried about him or her wounding the teeth. You can't sleep at night with it, with the noise. Then I've got a great tip for you. Switch to waterers, and that will cure the problem. But it's not just that. If you've got a tank or anything, you don't have to worry about fiddling about attaching bottles to the side of the walls, and you get the dig. Now, I'll tell you what options there is. There's two different sizes, and you've got three options on which way to get water into your hamster. I'll tell you which is the appropriate one as well. This one is definitely more suitable for a Syrian because it's bigger, so you get more capacity in it. And definitely, I wouldn't recommend it for a robo unless you really know your robo. But if I've got my finger, and I can put my finger right in there, so of course Archie's in there. Now Archie, I've seen him go through bars. You know when he used to have that old playpen, and he could go through the bars on that bridge as well. So, and he's fully grown now, so he can get through that. I can get all my finger in. The only thing that's stopping me now is because it goes right up to there. But yeah, and so he'll be able to get in that. So I definitely recommend this for Syrian and a Russian dwarf. But be careful with a Russian dwarf, because they might try to get their head in and get their head in stuck. I'll just show you the size of the hole so you can judge it. But as you can see, they could get their head in that. So I'd say this one's more appropriate for Syrians, unless you truly know your hamster. Now, most hamsters will be fine with it, because when water's in it, they wouldn't attempt to go in it unless they're not the brightest spark. But say in the middle of the night the water runs out, or they tip it up, which they shouldn't, but say they tip it up, then and then there's no water in it, it would tempt them to go in there if they're a robo, or get their head stuck if they're a Russian. So just bear that in mind if you want one of these. Get the proper appropriate size. Now, this one is more for Syrian. And move this out of the way. This little one is more suitable for dwarf. Now, I can only get up to the in there. Still probably enough size for a robo. So again, bear that in mind. But a dwarf wouldn't be able to get in there. If it's still full with water, it should be fine. They soon realise they wouldn't go in. But it's just in case they tip it up or there's no water in, or it runs out during the night, which it shouldn't do. Then they might just be tempted to try and get in there and snuggle in. So bear that in mind. So that's more for Syrians. These are more for dwarfs. And of course you've got your classic bowl, which I'm not a fan of, putting water in a bowl, because I always have this fear of drowning, and it's always a possibility. And definitely not for hamsters that's got disability problems, bad coordination problems, stuff like that. Because if they fall in and they can't get themselves back up, they've had it. So bear that in mind. So if you're having problems and you really want to switch to one of these, but the hamster won't drink out of it for the first time, it's because they don't know really what it is. If they're a clever spark, they'll pick it up straight away. were a bit of encouragement. But here comes the tip, and my vet told me this. Put a few drops of milk in it. Get a dropper or a syringe. Put just a few drops of skimmed milk in with the water, and then that should help them because they'll smell the milk and they'll think, oh, and it should encourage them to drink. And then do it in a phase of 7 days. Each day you put less and less milk in till eventually they're completely just on water. Because by then they'll know that, oh, this is my water supply from now on. And then you can just slowly take another few days of removing the water bottle. Just monitor them, making sure they are drinking properly from it. And then once they've drank from it and you know you're quite happy, then you can remove a bottle. But if your hamster's not a chewer, and you're quite happy to still keep the bottle, but you still want one of these, then you're quite free to have both. It's quite easy. Now, this is Casper's. And what I'm going to do, because he's not keen on drinking water. He won't drink it out of his bowl. Not his bowl, his bottle. And Claire, the vet, thinks that could be because his mouth's so sore and his teeth sore, his spout's just dirty in his mouth. So he's getting most of his water really from baby food and his nightly nuggets mixed with water. But I really want to get water back into him. Because he's got 2 water bottles, both at different lengths for him, different heights. And he's not interested. So I'm going to try that what Claire said. Starting tomorrow. I'm going to put this in his cage, because I'm cleaning his cage out tomorrow. I'm going to put some milk in it. And I know he likes skim milk. So put a bit of milk, bit of water, mix with some water, just a few drops. Then mix it with water, fill it up, and then put it down for him, encourage him to drink from that. And then the job's a good one. So that's a tip from you, and that's from my vet. So, but bear in mind, if it's hot weather, then bear in mind the milk will grow mould. So don't keep it in. I'd say I know it's only for a few days that you're transitioning them, but even in hot weather, do check the milk regular and just make sure, and then at least change it at least twice a day. And then once they're off the milk mixture and on water, then you're fine. Just do your normal. And the good thing about these, excuse me a minute. The good thing about these, really, is that they keep the temperature. So if you put cold water in here, the water stays cold. It's brilliant. So I'll leave a link, because these are really cheap as well. I'll leave a link so you can choose your colour for this and for the small one. Now this is about $4.59, $4.60. It may go up, may go down, and that's free shipping. But when you think of it, this will last you for ages. You won't be replacing bottles because of the spouts or chewed bottle. So of course, this is only about the price of a good quality water bottle anyway. So this will last you a while. And you've got quite a few colours to choose from. Yellow, pink, blue, white. I've just ordered another one of these actually. But I've already got 3 of these. As you know, I've got pink, blue and white. I'm going to order a yellow one. Might as well make it a match. So, yeah. So that's that one. And then the final one, I've left this till last because I'm really not. This is a food bowl as well, so but I'm just pretending like it's just basically for water. Now that is last resort really, if you really want to give them water in a dish. And but make sure your hamster has no coordination problems or anything like that. But these are the better route to go. There's less chance of because if they've got bad coordination they tend to fall. They can't fall in like they could with that and drown. They may get a bit wet, but there won't be any accident. So these are well worth having in, even if you don't use them. They're well worth having in, especially if you've got an elderly hamster or a sick hamster, or hamster like a toothless hamster who just can't use water bottles because of the mouths. These are a good solution because they can just lap the water and it won't put any pressure on the mouths, you see. My vet was amazed when Claire anyway, I've not told Emily yet, my vet was amazed when I told her about these. She didn't know they was available. She knew that you had dispensers for cats and dogs, but she said she said it's really, really fantastic. She says that's amazing. So yeah, they're really good. I just love these. So we'll do a quick overview now. Syrian, dwarfs, possibly a dwarf if you know you've got a bright spark, but definitely Syrian. Gerbils, now I'm not too sure again because I've never had a gerbil, so I don't know what they're like. But anyone who's a gerbil owner will know if these are suitable. Would they chew through them? Would they be silly enough, well not stupid, but silly enough to get their head stuck, or could their head fit in there? So, but if you're a gerbil owner, I'll leave that with you, you'll know. But these are definitely good if you've got a tank and you just pop it on the platform or shelf, whatever you have in the tank, and then they can't knock it over, you see, they can't knock it over. They might be able to do if they're really heavy chunk like that, but I doubt it, because the hamsters are only like that and they'll tend to just lap. But it's very sturdy, very sturdy, even if they try climbing on it. So that'd be good on a shelf, or you could put it at the base with the Fresh. And but be warned that, or you will be aware actually, because especially if you already put food bowls on the base, Fresh will get kicked in it, and then they won't drink from it, and of course it won't be fresh because it could get poop in it and all sorts of things, whatever else they flick in it. So bear that in mind. It really would be better on a shelf. So at least it'd be nice, fresh, clean water, and just basically just change it twice a day, or once a day, whichever. But the milk mixture definitely do twice a day. So that's that. The tip, like I said, is the milk mixed with a little bit of milk when you're taking them off the bottle and putting them onto this, and then slowly just phase it out over a week. Never take the bottle away until you've actually seen them confidently drinking from it, and because you don't want them being left without water. So make sure you give them at least a week or two after you've stopped the milk mixture that they are drinking from it. Use your own judgment, common sense and stuff like that. And this, well, not much to say about water dishes. I'm not really a fan of them. Only ever used that as a water dish once, and that was with Casper, when he really had that bad vestibular, when his head was all badly twisted, if you remember, when it was tilted, and he just couldn't sort out, he couldn't climb on the bridge or to get his water, or he couldn't get the water or anything. So I had to put a little bit in, but that was only for a few days, and then once his antibiotics kicked in and he was a bit more mobile, then he just went back to the bottle. But there you go. But these are great, like I said, these are definitely great for elderly hamsters as well, and hamsters that need a little bit of help. And yeah, but so I'll tell you what I'm going to do is, when I do his cage tomorrow, I will be giving him a choice. So I'll still keep his bottle in, and then put this in as well. I'll give him about a week on the milk mixture, and then I'll slowly phase the milk out bit by bit, day by day, and once I see him drinking from it, and then that's it. So guys, there's that tip for you. And if you're interested in these, the link to them on Amazon's down below in the description. And if you've got one of these, then feel free to comment your experiences about it, good or bad. I know there's been rave reviews and people have used them for their hedgehogs. Don't know how hedgehogs can get the little, although they've only got little mouths, haven't they, and long snouts. So, but anyway, so if you've got these, and then just comment below and it shows your experiences. And I just thought I'd warn you. It doesn't mean that it doesn't mean if you buy this for a robo and your robo's going to get stuck in there. It doesn't mean that at all. So don't worry about that. Just use your judgment on your robo's personality if you want a bigger one. But personally, this is definitely more for Dwarf. Or you could just get one of each. So if you've got a Syrian, that's definitely good for Syrian. This might be okay for Syrian, but that's definitely bigger capacity for them. And there's little Arch somewhere. Where is he gone? He's in his playpen. Where's he gone? He'll be going back in his cage in a minute. There he is. Oh dear. Yeah, guys. So I hope that tips help you, and I hope you've enjoyed a little, well, tutorial. And it just gives you a bit more of, because there's nothing, not really much on YouTube about how to cure hamsters who are chewing bottles left, right and centre. And I know it has been driving owners mad, and I've had 2 hamsters that's done that. Matilda was really bad, all night rattle, 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 rattle. And I was so worried about her doing her teeth in. And these weren't out then or anything. And I just basically had to put up with it and hoping that she'd grow out of it. And which she did as she got older, but it was annoying. And I was just more worried than annoyed, really. And but now I won't have that problem again. And if they start to chew the bottle, they'll be going on this. Well, my next Syrian anyway. But they're definitely handy to have in. Definitely handy to have in. So, yeah, just check it out on Amazon. Click the link, see what you think. And then, if you want me to do another video on it, on how to fill them up, then just let me know. And, but I'm hoping this has helped. And, yeah. So, catch you later.